Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gamerdate from Gearworks.com, back with another episode of my gaming diary on Rounding Off Infinity, on the Rounding Off Infinity gaming channel on YouTube. So this afternoon I am recording another session of the race series, playing Forza Horizon 2 on the Xbox One.
In 400 yards, turn.
So, let me first say, so this is my second effort at recording this afternoon. I was supposed to record 2 sessions anyway at a minimum, but this is actually now a recovery session for my first attempt, because as fate would have it, today was my day of the month. Usually the third weekend of the month I usually always reconfigure the Geek Command Center, so I change the room around and move workstations and sometimes gaming consoles and peripherals, and just kind of set up some different setups to work on for the next month. Kind of helps me keep from getting bored and spend money on new equipment. So as luck would have it, I told myself, as I was shifting everything around, one of the things that I moved was the Xbox One. It was at workstation, what I refer to as workstation 7, which is kind of the L, or actually the bottom of the T configuration of 4 work desks I have on the other side of the room. I moved it from workstation 7 to workstation 2. And what I have not moved yet is I haven't moved the UPS that I had been using with my gaming consoles.
That was some of the finest racing I've seen in a long time. You guys did Horizon proud today.
And so I've got the Xbox One plugged into the Xbox One, which I moved over to workstation 2, which is where my HP 410-030 is. Which is my secondary gaming, or secondary streaming and game capture PC, where I do a lot of my audio and video editing. So I'm using the UPS that is plugged into, and because I didn't know exactly what was plugged into there from the stuff that's already at this workstation, I told myself, I was like, you really ought to plug the Xbox One and this game capture box into the battery side of the UPS, but I didn't want to unplug a bunch of stuff, and I didn't want to stop and take the time to figure out what was plugged in there already and what I could afford to remove.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
So I plugged all the new stuff, the Xbox One, the 3 terabyte hard drive that I use with the Xbox One, which has, a bunch of my current game installs on there, as well as the game capture box that I'm using this week, which I'll talk about here in a second. I plugged all of them into the surge protection side of the UPS, not the battery backup side, figuring that it would not possibly rain so hard today that it would actually not power out, and as fate would have it, that's exactly what happened. And it's not even thunderstorming here, so it must have thundered somewhere in the vicinity of our distribution station, substation, or a transmission line coming to the distribution substation. Not sure which, but I got a bunch of flickering power here, so the game capture box dropped, the Xbox One dropped, the associated hard drive dropped, so I lost the recording, which was about a 35-minute gameplay session, after it had already taken me 25 minutes to get this game going again, because I haven't played in so long, and
when it is safe to do so.
Nice 180.
In 200 yards, turn left.
So yeah, so I completely lost that recording. Fortunately, amazingly, it did not frag the hard drive that I have in my game capture device, and it didn't corrupt the Xbox One hard drive. Actually, I'm accustomed to when the Xbox One drops power and you turn it back on, for it to say that it's scanning and doing error checking on the hard drive.
All right, the retro hot
It didn't say any of that.
You're a man after my own heart. You know, the first car I ever owned was a Mark II Golf. Man, I loved that thing. Okay, pick an event to start the championship.
So, fortunately, it didn't dump any of my gameplay, so the only thing I really lost was the recording. So this only has 3 events associated with it? No. Oh, no. Okay. So I've already checked out the interior of the Golf. It's not that impressive. So a lot of times when I'm doing a capture video, I will spend some time driving in cockpit,
You have arrived.
just so everyone else can see the internals. But I'm not that wrapped around the axle about people seeing this one. So yeah, so all I wound up losing was the recording. The Xbox One is fine. The external Seagate hard drive is fine. Actually, the hard drive on the game capture device is fine also. So, let's go ahead and run down the hardware that's in play today, as I always do on a session of My Gaming Diary. So, as I mentioned, I'm playing on the Xbox One. It's an original SKU with the 500 gigabyte drive, I guess. But I use a 3 terabyte external drive connected to it. And I think I did that, I don't know, both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 kinda ran into storage capacity limits with those, I guess, the end of 2015, so just in the second calendar year of use, but, I really almost had them 2 years. I guess I bought mine. I did buy them in the launch window, barely. I think I bought both of these like in February of 2014. I classify the launch window as 90 days after they first go on sale. I think I came in under the wire on those, but I had to physically update the PlayStation 4's hard drive, but the Xbox One, that's not good. Yes. Stamus, let's please remember to counter steer, which seems to always take me like 15 races to recall. But yeah, so I'm playing on the Xbox One for game capture this week. I am using the AverMedia Game Capture HD2, which I really enjoy using. I have this, and I have the AGP Tech video capture device, and both of those are my 2 standalone devices, and I really enjoy using them because I don't have to have one of my streaming or capture PCs up and running. You just plug the box in on its own power. With the AGP Tech, I have to connect a USB storage device to it, which the AverMedia Game Capture 2 can also use. You can record to a thumb drive or a portable USB drive that draws power off the USB port on either of those devices. No. Alright, I may have to consider going in cockpit to fend this guy off. I'm on my last 3 laps. So the only reason I generally prefer driving an external cockpit, and I'm not even sure anymore that it's because I find it easier. Definitely when I started originally playing racing games, like back with Gran Turismo on the original PlayStation, it was because it was easier for me to play that way. But now, it's really because I enjoy at least being able to see the car. Like, I've always been bothered by, what's the point in having this graphically beautiful game and then driving inside the cockpit all the time where you can't see any of the vehicles. So really, I just go in cockpit when I am trying to make sure that I can fend off a guy who's coming up on me, because of course inside the cockpit view you can't see the rearview mirror.
And another win too. Well
So I'm using the AverMedia Game Capture HD2, and what I like about this one is that it actually has a hard drive bay in the underbelly of the game capture device, so it runs off its own power supply, and I have a 1 terabyte laptop hard drive in there, so I can record plenty of videos before I have to clear all that stuff off. Let's see here. I actually have 3 skill points right now. I guess I have 2. And I really need 3 for the next skill that I want to acquire. Let's see what the next event is. Okay.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Whoa!
In 400 yards, turn right.
What? Really? It's a right-hand corkscrew off
Turn
ramp?
right.
Looks like it.
In 200 yards, turn sharp right. Turn sharp right.
So there's some racing game recently that I've been playing that the brake button is the X button, or the left-hand button, and I keep hitting that here. I thought I saw something in there. Oh, extra 1,000 XP. Yeah, I'm really bad about exploring. Skinny sticks busted 55 of the boards. I've only done like 8.
You have arrived at your destination.
So it's, okay, it's $4.99, so I've upgraded it appropriately. The cap for the D class is 500. So yeah, and then for the voiceover commentary and also hearing the in-game audio, I'm using the Logitech G330 headset. So the 330 headset terminates with 2 3.5mm jacks, discrete for microphone output and headphone input, and the AverMedia Game Capture 2 has the accommodating ports on the other side, so it's really nice, again, not having to use a PC. With a PC I can get a lot more tailored output. I can put all sorts of overlays and stuff on top of it, and tunnel through to my website as an overlay and have that presented, but I also really enjoy the simplicity of can't believe I got through that unscathed. So this is one of the things that I was really bad about in the earlier sessions today. Now, I haven't played Horizon 2 in a long time, and I really haven't been playing a lot of racing games, actually. I guess I played a few on mobile, but those kind of play pretty differently than I'll call them full-size racing games on console. And so kind of some of my basic driving traits are really rusty and atrophied. And it probably took me the better part of that hour-plus gaming session between my audio mix calibration run and the initial gameplay run to really get reacclimated to playing a racing game. So I think I am back into it. In fact, at one point I was going to step down the difficulty. Whoa! No. Really got confused by the lights there. Ah, you slipped by me. Yeah, that back end almost got away from me there, but I was able to pull it back together. And now I've got a little breathing room before the guys behind me are caught up to a point where I have to focus on them instead of focusing on just walking this guy down. Oh, he's way out of position. He almost gave me the room to make that pass. I'll take it. Okay, you need to get back. Yeah. You're really coming fast down this mountain. But because this is downhill. No. Through it. Should have stayed in cockpit. Or outside. No. I gotta shoulder him off. That's what I was afraid of, is with that downhill run. Blast it. He's really had a lot of potential to use any downhill speed to catch me up.
Alright, that's pretty good. You can build on this.
Oh, come on. Oh, so frustrating. Yeah, hold on. What? Tell your mother?
I said I wanted tomatoes, but I actually want mac and cheese.
So what are you're telling me you want me to tell her?
No, she already, Mama, I already told her, Dada.
Okay, then why are you telling me?
Because she said that you were going to,
I'm trying to understand what's going on. Second recording I've lost.
At the roundabout, take the third exit. You have arrived at your destination.